to gather and share your weekly recaps. Gather and share your takes. We've always got you covered with comics, TV shows, movies, and all the bullshit. Oh boy, do we love that last one. Ready to gather? It's time for the gathering of the geeks. Without further ado, here are your hosts.
I don't know what we're doing.
We did it.
Hold on. No, that's me.
Halfway.
Okay. Oh,
No.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. We are Gathering of the Geeks, podcast and YouTube show built around the things we as geeks all love. Hashtag we gather on Sundays. Thank you for checking out the one where we can't outrun it. I'm one of your hosts, Emmet, and I'm joined by the Ted Lasso, my coach beard, Chris Evans. Chris, how you doing tonight?
Confused.
That was a good one, eh? A little bit of a hiccup there.
Yeah. So I think I got it for next time.
If there is a next time.
Yeah, I don't know. This is a cool thing, though. Oh, now we can add the chat into it. Can everybody see the chat on the screen?
I have to double check.
I think they can because Phil said new format.
Gathering of the Geeks. It's available on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. All you have to do is search for Gathering of the Geeks, and you will find us right there. Hey, Phil. Hey, Cookie. How's it going on this fine Sunday evening? Yes, we are in round 2 of our new trial 2025 phase, where we figure out where the hell we're going to be streaming over the next little while. So hopefully you guys can bear with us as we make some changes and all that good stuff. Chris, originally this show was going to be called the one where burgers are life.
That's a good one.
It was actually named that for about 2 days. And my thought today is what's your optimal toppings for a burger? And this is like a burger you make at home, not like a Big Mac or whatever. It's just like a burger you would have
a house
at home.
burger.
House burger. What do you
like the Eddie Murphy thing? I don't want a house burger. House burger is I'm pretty standard. I think lettuce, tomato, onion, and mustard's kind of and pickles. That's my go-to.
Ooh, mustard, eh?
Yeah, I'm a mustard on a burger person. I think mayonnaise is not. It's not for me. I know people like it. It's not for me.
And what about ketchup? Ketchup, no?
I like ketchup. I actually like the mix of ketchup and mustard on a burger.
Mayo chup, or not? What do they call that? If it's mayo chup, it's mayo and ketchup. What do you call mustard?
Muchup.
I like that. That's a good one.
I think it sounds fun. Muchup.
That does sound fun.
Mustup. Ketchup. Ketchup, pickles, red onion. That's a good time too.
Mm-hmm.
I like.
What do they call it? Your burgers? Like, what do they call it? It's like a banquet burger up here. That's if you go to a restaurant like a diner.
Banquet burger.
And you ask for a banquet burger. It's lettuce, tomato, onion. That's like a standard burger. I don't know why.
I think they call that like fully dressed here.
Ah, fully dressed. That's interesting.
Yes, I've heard that in some places. It's fully dressed.
I
don't know. I don't know about that though. I just like a burger with stuff on it.
Yeah. See, I like mayonnaise on my burger. I like my burger to be as juicy as possible. I find, and I find that mayo is a good. I don't like onion as much on my burger. So I'm trying for tomatoes for sure.
Do you like a well done burger or like a medium burger?
Yeah, so like any restaurant that I've ever gone to where they make an actual burger, like they don't ask us that up here. Do they ask for that down there? They ask
like burger specific places do, yeah.
Yeah, not
anyway. Here they do because that's one of the bigger things here in Texas.
Yeah, they just cook it till it's shoe leather is basically up here.
Okay, yeah.
But me, I like it juicy. I like, I don't want. My dad is the guy who cooks it till it's like black and crispy, and I can't do that anymore. I spent my teenage years eating burgers from him, so I try and do the opposite of that.
Yeah, so I've spent my years as a kid and early teenager eating what I thought was rubber, essentially. And then I'm like, wait a minute, this is what medium well is? And then
Yeah, that's
eventually,
right.
this is what medium is? This is amazing.
Yeah.
What have you been
Yeah.
feeding me?
Yeah. That happened to me when I went to a steakhouse for the first time. They're like, how do you want it cooked? I'm like, I don't know. Whatever my dad does. Can you do that? Is my dad here? Can I call him? Like, I don't know.
I went to a restaurant once. It was actually the Sizzler. You've heard of that, right?
I've heard of it. Yeah, we don't have that up here.
I don't think we have them anymore. They were like, I guess they were meant to be like diners. I don't really know. Really, you see more in movies than I ever did in person. But I found one locally one day. I was like, I have to eat it. So I went and I ordered it and everything. And then it came out wrong. And the cook told me I ordered my steak wrong. And I just thought that was hilarious. That's always stuck with me.
It's always stuck with me.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
You say so.
I'm just going to eat it anyway.
Yeah, that's right. What do you want me to do with this now?
I've seen the movie Waiting. I'll eat it anyway.
Yeah. I remember one time I went to Niagara Falls with my girlfriend, and we went to a steakhouse, and she asked for chicken, and the waiter almost lost his mind, and like kept trying to talk my girlfriend into, "Are you sure? Like, are you sure you want chicken? We have really good steak here." And she just wasn't having any of it.
People do that. I mean, there's people who go to steakhouses and order chicken fingers.
Mm.
Actually, there's a really popular seafood place here. It's a chain, and all of my friends go there for chicken tenders and baked potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
And it like the seafood is what they are known for.
Right.
Chicken tenders and baked potatoes.
Yeah, I'll eat chicken fingers any day of the week.
Well, I mean, I will too, but if I'm there's a time and a place for chicken tenders. Cookie says, I once asked for a filet mignon well done, and the waiter yelled, absolutely not.
You can get out of here, ma'am.
I didn't even know you can get a filet mignon well done, actually. That's the kind of news to me. I didn't know that was a thing. Do you normally eat steaks well done? Bill says, saw Nosferatu again. No joke. It is one of my all-time favorites. Yeah, I am going to agree with that wholeheartedly. It is a beautiful film on digital this Tuesday. Everybody check it out and focus. If you want to send me something free, I'm waiting. I mean, I do have
on Tuesday. What are you talking about?
What
are you talking about? What happens on Tuesday?
Nosferatu is on digital, and I also have this letter from
on Tuesday.
On Tuesday, I have a letter from Count Orlok. See,
what the hell is that?
It's a letter from Count Orlok.
Yeah, but what do you mean?
I mean, he signed it.
Jesus,
that's his sigil. See?
I see. No, I see it, Chris.
Are you sure?
Yes. Show me again. Yeah.
There you go.
Thanks.
Count Orlok.
Yeah, I got it. What is that thing? Where did you get it?
I got that from the stupid Ovaltine deal. The viral thing. Where they're like, oh, we don't have a showing, but here's a free Fandango ticket, and we'll send you something. That's what they send you.
Oh, that thing. Right.
Yeah, that's what they send you.
Anyways, it's on digital Tuesday?
Apparently, yes.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Okay, the comment thing is getting weird because you click on one and it leaves the other one up, and then it switches around. Okay, so I learned my lesson. I don't eat steak well done anymore. Yeah,
that waiter.
Once they yell at you, it's over.
Yeah.
Like when the Sizzler cook tells you don't know how to order a steak, like, okay, I don't. I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I'll just eat this $8 steak I ordered.
It's a shame.
Yeah. It's okay.
All right, Chris. Well, what'd you get up to over the last week? What'd you read? What'd you watch?
I got into some fun stuff, actually. I did read The Lucky Devils, the one you talked about last week.
Oh, nice.
I just want to echo everything you said about it. If you guys have not read this book, it is so much fun.
Yeah, it's so much fun. That's right.
and it's cool because like once you get to the end, it's not like a reveal, but everything makes more sense in the book.
Right.
Because there's like these color-coded panels. And you notice them anyway when you're like, well, that's kind of interesting. but there's a reason for it. And it's really neat. It's a fun book. I like the art, which I didn't think I was going to, because it has that kind of, it reminds me of the old Garfield comic strips from the newspaper.
Interesting.
That's the vibe I get from it. Just a little bit more detailed. So I enjoyed it though. I thought it was really fun. I like the little devils, and I like the the connection between them.
Yeah.
Because I was looking like, is that a male devil? Is that a female devil? Do they know they know each other? Oh, what does this mean? So I really liked it. I think that it's going to be a lot of fun to continue with this book, and it's good to have an indie book on the roster. I think because I haven't really had one that I've dug into a lot recently. I feel like
I was thinking that. Sorry, I was thinking about like for the last 2 months. Like I think the moon is following us as they're on 6 or 5 now, but it was, like December felt like a huge month for DC and a lot for Marvel. Just something about Image and other ones. Just I'm glad that this kind of started off the year really nicely for Image.
Yeah, and it's like I said, it's just nice to have something that's indie because I feel like when I have sat down to read something, it's only been the big two, and when you read so much of them, it just kind of like gets thrown together, which is what I was going to say. Like there was a new issue of Batman and Robin this week, but I'm having a really hard time distinguishing what book is what.
Right.
If it's not absolute because that's so different, it's hard for me to really remember, okay, this happened a month ago in this book with the same story. There's really not enough distinction. I guess that's the point. But
Batman and Robin year 1 is like there's literally a Batman and Robin book.
Exactly, which I was also reading and confused me even more. So I might be sitting it out. I'll see how I feel maybe this week. But yeah, read Lucky Devils. It's a lot of fun. If you guys want something different and you like a little sacrilege with your coffee, check it out.
Always a good time.
always. I don't see a problem with it. Although it is not like I, Lucifer. I thought it was. It is not.
Right.
I, Lucifer is very different. Satan comes to Earth for his last kicks. Different. I also read Ultimate Wolverine #1. I think I mentioned last week I was a little worried about this book, not being able to get into it. And it was a lot easier than I thought. There are things I didn't get like completely, and I did have to read the Marvel recap 4 times to understand.
Oh no!
So I read it one time. I was like, okay. I read it again. Sure. Then I read the book. Like, I went back. Got it. It might have just been me because I was tired, but it took me a time or two to get a handle on it. But what a cool idea. Wolverine is the Winter Soldier, as was advertised. They don't call him Wolverine, or at least where he's at, they're not calling him Wolverine. There's a deeper story here, but we don't know it yet. They are treating him like Bucky was, though. Erase the memory, give him the adamantium. You're our soldier. We're going to let you out to do the killing. Then you come home.
Did he just wake up, or like has he been the Winter Soldier for a while?
No, he's just been made Winter Soldier. So where he was before, I think, is the mystery, as is everything with Logan. Where were you before the adamantium? They're kind of going with that, but he is the Winter Soldier essentially. No metal arm either. He's still Wolverine. Badass costume. I love this suit. This is probably one of my favorite looks they've ever given him. It looks really great in the comic. It's incredibly violent. There's one panel which I think I want it framed. He's stabbing someone in the head and the claw comes out of their mouth.
Nice.
It is the coolest thing. Because if you're fighting with Wolverine, you're going to get stabbed. It's just a part of life or afterlife, whatever. So that was cool. The story itself is really, it kind of goes back and forth between timelines to get you up to speed with why he is where he is, but it's still vague just enough to keep you reading. I think it's a great read if you're a Wolverine fan and you want another Wolverine book out of the 10 we already have. So I'll keep reading it. And also, I like the idea that Marvel has the Ultimate Universe where it is just different takes because you have the different takes alongside your regular stuff.
Sure. Anybody else show up in the book?
Yes.
Mm.
So this is where it gets kind of weird. Colossus, Magic, and Omega Red are a team that control mutants in a bad way. They do experimentation on them.
Mm.
They are who create Wolverine or the Winter Soldier. And then it also has Nightcrawler and Mystique, and they, from what I could tell, are the good characters.
Weird.
Yeah, it's interesting. But the whole Ultimate Universe is a different beast. Like you've read some of Spider-Man, it's a different beast.
Yeah.
And it does deal with the Maker and stuff too.
Of course, everything's about the Maker with his Ultimate
Well,
Universe.
that's in the recap. That was what was throwing me. I was like, I know that name. Where do I know that? Oh, Spider-Man.
Yes.
Yeah, if you like Wolverine, you want something different, check it out.
Nice.
It's fun. The other book I read, I wanted to wait to leave that because I know you read it too. That distillery book.
You
I
don't
don't
feel a thing.
That's I was gonna say, I don't remember the name, but it was good.
Of course.
Yeah. What did you think of that one?
It took me 2 times to get through it. I started to read it a little. I first of all, I didn't know anything about the book. I didn't read about what it was. I just saw Scott Snyder and Jock, and that was pretty much
Me too.
but it was kind of good enough for me. So I didn't know what the story was, and as the story went along, I'm like, oh, that's cool. There's a serial killer and that kind of thing. So overall, I liked it. I thought the ending was very interesting. I've already started to put. I thought I started to put the pieces together about what the story is and what it's going to be about and who this chatter man is. And then by the end of it, I wasn't sure. So I like that idea that it's got me guessing. Jock's style is very particular. It takes a while to get used to everything that I read of his, whether it's, a Batman book or another horror book or a science fiction book. Every time that I read him and, I just get to like, okay, I've got to try and get past that every character looks like they're a vampire and they're evil and want to kill you, which maybe is the point. Yeah. So, just getting used to it, and I will probably by the second issue. I thought Scott Snyder did a good job not being too wordy in this first issue, as he usually is. But I thought it was really good. Thought it was really compelling, and has me interested to see where it's going to keep going from here on.
Cosign. I knew nothing about it either. I just saw the cover. I saw the 2 names. Like, yeah, I'm in. And so when I read it, it was quite a surprise. This is not what I expected at all.
Yeah.
Not that I had any kind of like, oh, this is this, but I thought it was really like you said, captivating and compelling. And what kept me going through is like, well, what is this leading to?
Right.
Because this is like a full-on mystery mixed with like a murder podcast. It reads like a murder podcast.
Yeah.
So I think that's a big group to attract the murder fans.
Yes.
It's weird to say murder fans, but you know what I mean.
They're there.
Yeah, they're there. I appreciate you. I was kind of curious if everything is the way it says it is, though. Like the girl in the closet.
Yeah, his girlfriend or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a hallucination or he's misremembering, because that was kind of out there.
Well, that's where I thought I knew where it was going. I'm like, oh, okay, there's this old guy who has spells where he can't remember where he is. Then he's got a girlfriend in his closet who at one point is dead and has stab holes in her and I'm missing a tooth. I'm like, okay, that seems fairly obvious for what's happening here. But then by the end, I'm not sure because, like, how did he get out and how did he get to where he was going when what's her name, the eye patch lady was dead, killed in her house or whatever. So I wasn't sure what I think is happening is the main character is doing it all, or I thought he was the chatter man, right? But then by the end of it, I'm like, okay, I'm not sure if that's the case because I think that would be too obvious for one thing.
Well, it's Snyder, so you kind of expect there's going to be more to it. It won't be that simple.
Yes.
But that's the way they're making it seem.
Yeah.
I think, and of course, he's the one who's seen we're spoiling the book, but you should still read it if you have interest. Yes. Because it's really, really a good read. And it's not like, I don't know how to put it, but you stay captivated in it. It doesn't get too wordy, like Emmett said. The art is nice if you don't have a problem with Jock, but the mystery aspect is kind of what keeps reeling you in, and every page gets you deeper into it. I think the phrase is it's a real page turner. It actually is. It's a real page turner. It really is, though. I was really happy with this book, and I'm glad I decided to click on it and see what is this.
Yeah, good. I read it on my computer, so I'm hoping it's going to read much better on the big format that they have. Because there's a couple good double page spreads in this one.
There are. I kind of want to
the weather and that kind of stuff. So
I'd kind of like a physical copy of this. But does Distillery do trades?
collected issues, yep. I think it's their only hardcovers. I think they've done them for pretty much every single one now. I'm pretty sure. I think Cookie got the Blasphemous one, or Somna. Maybe it was Somna that she got.
Yeah, that's right. Somna had one. I forgot about that.
Yep.
Okay, because if I like it, I know this is one to keep.
I think so. It's and I think we were talking about it, and everyone's been talking about it, like horror lately. It's been really good for everything, and like this is a good
Hara is killing it.
really good horror book, and it's not gratuitous either. Like there's the one page where she's not looking too good. I guess there's two, the one and the
I would say it's not gratuitous, but when they show something, they go all.
Yeah.
It's Jock.
Oh yeah.
If you've seen Jock stuff, you know what to expect.
For sure.
Cookie said that sounds really interesting. Yeah, I think you'd actually like it a lot. I
like the murder podcast aspect of it. I think, Chris, that's really interesting, and like that's part of the book as well.
It is.
So I think that's an interesting idea of that's how the book reads.
It's a murder podcast.
Yeah, it's a murder podcast in comic book form. It's very cool.
Yes. I wonder if we have a delay with the live. I'm not sure if we do, because I think I get some of the comments late. I'm not sure, or maybe just me.
Well, I wish that YouTube put their the dates or the times beside their
that would be
YouTube, so you could look. But
they're on here.
I assume so.
They're on here, but anyway, I think Cookie, you would really like this book. Phil, you'd probably like it too. I think you would. It's a good one. And Jock's style, you mentioned, is very unique. I happen to like his style, though. I think that it always has like this personality to it. Like I think I go back to Snyder's Detective Run, and that famous cover with the Joker, and I think his face is made of bats or something. I can't remember exactly. It was like
yep. Yeah, the Black Mirror.
Yeah, beautiful cover, great art throughout. I like Jock. So yeah, that's all I read. What else did you read besides that? I did start reading Doll Parts, but I was too tired and it was wordy, and I was like, I will do this later.
Did you read Lovesick, or are you just going to stick with Doll Parts? Yeah.
No, I figured I start with Doll Parts and I can work my way backward, because I meant to read Lovesick. I didn't get around to it. So I'll start with the new thing, new shiny toy.
Ooh, what's this? So I did read Batman and Robin Year One, just because I am liking it so much, and I want it to be the one that I read, aside from Absolute, because I'm not reading Batman main title. I'm reading Detective, and it's got Robin in it, so that's a little bit difficult.
That's the book I get confused with.
That's another one, yeah. But yeah, number 4 is very good. Again, the relationship of the two main characters is so interesting, and just the dynamic of it. And I'll mention it again, but your idea about how this should be how Batman and Robin are portrayed in the DCU just makes me so happy. In this one, Robin has to start going to school, which is kind of a fun thing, but still obviously do all the regular crime fighting things, which is always great fun. So another great issue, and I just love Chris Samney's art. I miss picking up the singles of this one, and it'll probably be a trade buy for me. But I'm just a big fan of Chris Samney. They did a cover for World's Finest, I think, where it had Batman and Superman on the cover, side profile of them. And I just love their art so much. It's got a cartoony nature to it, but still very serious in a lot of ways. And there's a scene where Batman has to escape He beats up 4 thugs in like an apartment or whatever, and he has to escape. And he's just the panels of him throwing these little smoke bombs and jumping through the smoke and then gliding away. It's just there's a lot of really good stuff from Batman Year One, with regular Batman being Batman stuff, but then the dad aspect of it, which is what one of my favorite, if not my favorite part of Batman, is Batman with a Robin being a dad. That's what I love about Batman. So yeah, really, really great book, and just that's 4 issues now, and every single one has been great. It hasn't missed. It's just been, every single one has been very, very, very good. Say the same thing about Detective since Tom Taylor got on too, so that's a good thing for those ones.
Yeah, but aren't they really similar?
Just because there's Robin in it. There's Robin in Detective. He's not young, and it's Damian. So that's the only thing. It's not Dick, but it's still got a young Damian in it.
It's got a kid following him around.
Exactly. So again, like there's a Batman and Robin title, there's a Detective title when Batman and Robin, and then there's Batman and Robin Year One. So like there's a lot of Robin right now happening with Batman, which is an interesting thought.
As long as you like Robin.
Yeah. and one of them being Damian, or 2 of them being Damian as well.
Yeah, 2 of them Damian, 1 of them's Grayson.
Yeah, that's right.
Which I'm good with.
Yeah, that's an interesting thought, and I have to keep telling myself that when I'm reading Year One. I'm like, oh right, it's not. This is not Damian. It's Dick. So just trying to get back in that headspace, because I never read early, like when Robin was around. Like I really started reading Batman and Robin with Peter Tomasi's and Patrick Gleason's Batman and Robin run from the New 52.
Oh, you didn't read the Morrison Damian stuff?
I did. Yeah. Okay. So that's true. So that happened around the same time, I guess. So yes, I did read. I've got all of those. So I did read that. But I meant the early up and coming, teaching Robin how to be a Robin type of deal. Like
yeah.
And it from the 80s or whatever, the 90s, anything like that. So this is like my first, and especially Dick Grayson as well. Like hardly anything. Like I read some Nightwing comics where
I don't like them.
Exactly. I like him too. So it's just cool. It's just cool to see a young Robin and a very still early on Batman trying to figure his shit out, which is fun too. And the other one that I read was New Gods #2. So I really liked issue #1 that came out a few weeks ago, and issue #2 is just as good. I mentioned when I was talking about issue #1 how my really only introduction to the New Gods is from Mr. Miracle and the Mr. Miracle book from Tom King, and issue #2 has a ton of Mr. Miracle, Scott Free, Big Barda. So that's even more enjoyable for me in getting to be reintroduced to a lot more of those characters that I love so much from the Tom King book. And I just love the idea of this book. And I mentioned it's a lot like Layla Starr a little bit. The first issue, I guess we can, spoil a little bit of it now. I'm not sure if I did when I first talked about it, but there's a baby born that's a god, and the old gods don't want this baby to be born, or is already born, but don't want it to live. So they're trying to kill babies. So Chris, again, it's just right up your alley, man. Kids dying left, right, and center. So yeah,
it shows you have a point when you kill the kids.
That's right. Yeah. So then, like the idea of Layla Starr, obviously, there's that kid who was born who's going to invent the immortality. So then again, this kid who was born who's going to be some kind of special god that the gods are scared about.
Is it Darkseid?
Yeah. Darkseid is dead.
So the baby's not Darkseid.
No, baby. Well, maybe new Darkseid.
Baby Darkseid.
Baby Darkseid.
Baby side.
I like that, baby side. Yeah. So yeah, I really like this issue again. The art is very good. And I like the little Rom-V flavor that we're getting with it as well. Which is what I liked a lot about Layla Starr. I don't know how to describe it. I don't know if this is the right word, but the ethnicity to the book, the ethics, and like the world traveling that the book goes on. Like we're in India and we're in America. We kind of go all over the place in the book. So I like seeing different settings and different characters throughout the book, aside from being cool DC stuff and stuff that I really liked from Tom King stuff, which is Scott Free and Big Barda and their kid. which they have the very young one in this. So I think I don't know if it's like a semi sort of sequel to Mr. Miracle, because that was a big thing with Big Barda and Scott was their kid. I just very rarely. So yeah, very much like New Gods #2. This will be something that I pick up every time it's out because it's 2 for 2 so far. Really digging this book.
Well, sounds cool. And I don't dislike Romvey, but I feel like I've only liked one of the things he's written that I have read. I think,
right,
which is Layla Starr. The other stuff I can appreciate it, but it's like his Batman was not for me.
Right.
But I would give this a chance. I'm curious.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty much agreeing with you about that. With Romvey, I think they're, I don't know, say hit or miss is the right word.
He's a flavor that I don't always like.
I 100%. They definitely have a flavor, and they've got a distillery book coming out that I just pre-ordered today, and I can't remember what it's called. Anyways, it's another horror book with them, and Joelle Jones is doing the art.
Oh, I like that.
So, yeah. So I should just double check.
You do that. I read Phil's comment here. Zedward Nigma returns, and in my head, I heard the "Kiss from a Rose" song. I don't know why.
Yeah, makes sense. Through Red Windows. It's out at the end of February, so I advanced pre-ordered it today. Yeah, Romvey and Joelle Jones on it, so that'll be something to look forward to as well. Another horror book from.
I was going to say, Through Red Windows sounds ominous. I think I like that.
Yeah, exactly.
That sounds fun already. Give me some of that.
Yep. So that was it for my reads this week. Good week for books, I think.
There's some good stuff, and there's stuff I didn't even get to. But I wanted to. Maybe I'll catch up with it the next couple of days before Wednesday. I would like to catch up with the Batman and Robin year 1, but I'm 2 issues behind. I feel like that's a lot right now.
Yeah, just looking ahead to next week. I don't know if there's much. A couple of things.
That might be better because I can catch up.
Yeah, I think you got some time to catch up then.
I'm also behind on the regular Wolverine title. That Deadpool Wolverine book came out. I wanted to read that. I do want to get to Doll Parts. So, Landman on Paramount equals fantastic. I said I wanted to watch this, and I still do. But really, the only reason I want to watch it is because it's Texas-based, and not many things are.
Yeah.
I just want to point, hey, that's not right, or that is right.
That's right.
I just want to be Leonardo DiCaprio in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
That's really. Oh, and it's got John Hamm, so that's how I think. John Hamm in Texas.
All right, Chris, what'd you watch?
I want to do your watches first.
So I only got one, so that's a good thing. Get it out of the way.
Oh, okay. What do you got?
Yeah. So I watched the Outrun this week with Saoirse Ronan.
Oh, yeah. I seen Nico talk about this movie.
Yes, he did. So that was one of the reasons why I did. He mentioned it, or has been mentioning that Saoirse Ronan's his favorite performance from a female actor in this year, and seeing that he's been upset that she hasn't been nominated in all the awards that are coming out. So I wanted to check it out. It was something that I didn't feel like I needed to invest too much into. Like I could watch it on an iPad in bed. I didn't need a big screen with the volume turned up loud, anything like that. It was under 2 hours, so that helped. And yeah, I'm a fan of Saoirse Ronan in almost everything that I've seen. Lady Bird, Little Woman, and so I'm a fan. Aside from all that, it's a movie about a woman with an alcohol addiction, and things didn't go too well for her, obviously. So watching some of those scenes is hard to watch because they're very real, and Saoirse Ronan is very good. But then most of the film is just her, and a couple, in and out parts from a couple of characters. So it's very much a Saoirse Ronan mobile. And she is amazing in it. She's very good, as she is in almost everything that she does. The story is a little non-linear at times, so that took a little while to get used to. But then once I got her hair changes color. So once I got that down, I was like, okay, that's that time, and this is that time. and that kind of thing. So yeah, it's shot very well. The cinematography is very good to look at. It's shot in like the islands of Scotland or England. I don't know which one, but like where there's like you have to fly a plane to go to a little small town on an island somewhere.
Is Nessie there?
Yeah, exactly. That's what you would think. You'd think there she'd look out the window and there'd be Nessie or a goat walking down the road with a can in his mouth. It's like the Banshees of Inisherin. It's that kind of little town.
Okay.
But even
now
more,
you're speaking my language.
Yeah, I knew that's like okay. Chris isn't getting what I'm putting down. Mention a movie that he loves.
Yes, gotcha. I'm
in. Yeah, so it's her just trying to find her way as you see her lose her way. And you know, it deals a lot with family and her mom and her dad. Her dad is played by Stannis Baratheon from Game of Thrones. That's the only other person that I recognized, and I think that's good because Saoirse Ronan is just so incredible. In the movie, and it's also very real. Like I try to think of like other like movies where they deal with alcoholism or drug use, and again, it's kind of a gratuitous thing, but they use it for effect in a way. Like Requiem for a Dream's an easy one to pick from.
Yeah, but
they
that
use
doesn't
that for
do
effect.
well.
Yeah. So it's nice in this way they're showing, you know, in a very dirty, unsettling, unhappy place. For her and how she finds her way out, and you know, by the end of it, she's laughing, and I had a smile on my face as well. So very good movie, and very good performance by Saoirse Ronan. So yeah, really, I recommend that one, Chris. I don't think you've watched that one.
No,
I do recommend that one. It's a nice easy one to get to.
Is it on streaming somewhere?
Somewhere, yes.
Oh, okay, gotcha. No, I didn't even know what it was. I've seen Nico talk about it. I think Zeddy has mentioned it too, but I didn't really know what it was. I like Saoirse Ronan though.
Yeah.
So I'll check that out maybe.
Mm-hmm.
She was also almost Jean Grey. That would have been very interesting.
She would have been too good for those movies. And like again, the movies aren't bad. But
no, I'm with you. Yeah. You deserve a better film than those ones. Now if she's in a good X-Men film, I'm for that.
Yeah, she's in the next X-Men film, sure.
Yeah, all for that. But in Apocalypse, I wouldn't cry about it. That was your comment. How good is The Pit? I've been seeing The Pit. I'm not actually sure what it. I think it's a hospital drama, right?
Exactly, and that's where my mind stops and ends because all I can think about is stupid Grey's Anatomy, and that's all I can think about. So I'm hoping and I'm expecting that Cookie's going to say it's nothing like that, and it's a very good show, and I will probably start it tonight. Because when I was looking the other night for something to watch, The Pit was on my list, and then I chose the Outrun. So
Phil says random factoid that was pointed out to me today: the Grinch was never green in the original storybook. Yeah, isn't he? Well, I think the storybook's black and white, isn't it?
Yeah, he's white. Yeah.
Green is just a fun color. Why was the Hulk wasn't meant to be green either? It just kind of happened.
That's right.
But I think the Grinch thing is especially interesting because now he's only ever shown as green.
Sure.
He's never been any other color.
Yeah, you can't have him white. So,
I mean, if the movie's black and white, or I think it'd be interesting to see a white Grinch in the movie.
That would be interesting. Maybe with all the snow, though, how would you see him?
Well, I don't know. Maybe he blends in with the snow. I mean, that's part of the fun of it.
Camouflage.
Yeah, he's like camouflage, stealing presents and doing shit. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's not Jim Carrey either. Maybe it's someone like Jack Black is the Grinch.
Oh God.
And he sings. I don't know. Zeddy says, if you've ever seen ER Chicago Med, it's pretty similar. Cookie says, it's very tense and disgusting. So good. Each episode focuses on 1 hour of a day in the ER. Oh, that sounds neat.
Yeah, that
sounds
like
First 48.
Yeah, that's true. But that sounds, I like tense and disgusting. So like, we're talking like disgusting, like the people coming into the ER or having like.
Why would the people coming into the ER be disgusting?
Because there's something wrong with them.
Oh.
They're in a hospital, Chris.
Well, maybe they got like the flu or something. I don't know.
No, nobody's got the flu. There's gonna be like broken arms and
like their heads falling off.
Yeah, that's right. They got to sew somebody's.
Get the staples.
Yeah.
They're better now. Send them home.
Yeah.
If they have insurance, if you're in America.
I was gonna say.
Phil says he would look like a Yeti. Yeah, he looks like that claymation Yeti, I guess. Yeah, more personality though. And he'd have a dog. That's the difference. The dog. What's the dog's name? Milo, right? No,
No.
Milo is the
Max.
masked dog. Max. That was close. It's
Yeah,
an
close
M
enough.
name.
Started with an M.
Could have been named Michael. I don't know.
Could have been. I did try to watch one other thing,
What's that?
and I think you saw it. I saw the TV Glow. Did you watch that one?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So I got about 25 minutes. 25 minutes into it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the end of that. So. Yep.
Max. Yeah, I finished it, and I still, there's most of the time I'll watch a movie, and if I don't like it, it's fine. Sometimes I regret watching things. That's one of the movies I regret watching, like sitting all the way through.
I'm glad I went to bed.
Yeah, it just keeps going, going.
That's what I was saying. Every 5 minutes, I'm like, oh, they're still doing this, eh? Still talking to each other. Eh?
People like it though.
Yeah.
I'm happy for them, but
sure.
No.
Yep. Was not for me, and I just wanted to double check to make sure I didn't need to finish it.
No, the TV doesn't glow.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, thanks, Phil. All right, appreciate it.
Severance season 2 is also incredible. First 6 episodes are a hoot. I know people love this show. I have not watched a single episode. Have you?
Yeah, season 1 is incredible. I love it. And actually, there's you get free 3 months of Apple TV if you sign up and watch on your PS5.
I already have the thing on there.
Yeah, so I'm going to be doing that tomorrow, so then I can watch Severance.
I think I forgot you watched that. It's been so long since that came out. Because isn't season 1 like 21?
Yeah, I can't remember. I can't remember if I watched all of it or if I watched like the first 6 episodes and then watched the season finale as it came out. I can't remember, but I think maybe I did watch it after it was all done. That would make sense. So, yeah, really looking forward to season 2 because season 1, so good.
Phil wish he stopped watching after 25 minutes.
Yeah,
that should be on like, you know how they have the positive review quotes. This should be the review quote for those who don't really know if they want to watch it or not.
Agreed.
Need to start season 2. I need to start season 1, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm kind of more sold on Pitt at the moment. That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
I need a new series to watch because I've burned through them, except for whatever's weekly.
Mm-hmm. What'd you get to?
Well, I watched. I like rushed to watch Mayfair Witches last week, which I didn't think that was going to happen. Good episode, not as good as the premiere, but the premiere was pretty strong, I think. So it was hard to follow that up. But a decent episode. I still think it's on a better track than last season, the first season. We're doing okay. I'm still interested. They did something I'm pretty excited to see how it plays out. They brought a character back.
Mm-hmm.
And tonight we have a vampire in the episode. So that's in the trailer.
Right. You think it's what's his name from...
It might be. I don't know. I can't really tell because it goes by quick.
Regardless, it's a vampire.
But yeah, either way, it's showing the world is bigger, so I'm in.
Yeah.
And so I watched that. That was good.
Nice.
I watched all of Castlevania season 2 of Nocturne. Nocturne was awesome. It's 8 episodes long, and it's like, I don't really binge stuff, but this I had a really hard time walking away from. I watched like a 4-hour block almost, and then I finished it the next day. Yeah, I liked it a lot. It's very compelling. There's a lot going on. The sound is really cool. Like there's a lot of the score is really perfectly set to everything. The action is great. The voice acting. The story is it's Castlevania, but it is different than most Castlevania stories because I would say 90% of maybe even more than 90% of Castlevania is Belmonts versus Dracula.
Right.
This is different. There is no Dracula. It's Elizabeth Bathory. She's the main villain. Bathory. And then there's the Egyptian god in the background kind of thing. So it's a little different, but it's very, very good. And I'm not really a big anime guy, but recently I've started to enjoy Netflix anime, and it's Castlevania, so I enjoyed it quite a bit. I think it is one of my favorite things I've seen recently.
How's the voice work?
Very good. Nobody that you'd really recognize, I don't think. Like I'm not even good with recognizing voice actors anyway.
Yeah.
But
sometimes that's I like that better most of the time. If I'm watching an anime or an animated show for what the show is, I don't want to be like, oh, that's that person. Like I had the hardest time with that in Invincible. where
Yeah, when it comes,
every single character was a name. I'm like, I can't concentrate because all I hear is Seth Rogen talking or anyone. It's like, can we just hire voice actors and people who do this for a living? I don't need all that stuff. So
yeah, I think that sorry, it's kind of mess that distracted me.
is it about Interview with the Vampire?
No, it was a reply to the DC Unlimited podcast. Actually,
Well,
somebody was
when you
messaging me about it.
finish talking, you should go to the Anne Rice Interview with the Vampire Twitter page and look at their latest tweet.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll pause.
Let's do this live on air here, because
Okay.
I just saw it come through and there's something there for you.
Oh, I'm excited.
A little gift, for Chris. Cookie, you do the same thing, okay?
Oh shit! William Forsythe's in this. Oh wow. Well, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm very surprised.
They watched the
Season Talent
vampires.
NASCAR already.
They are pumping this show.
Yeah.
And on IMDb, we're going to go on a wild tangent now, and you started it. So on IMDb, they're listing season 3 for this year for interview. I don't think that's going to happen, but if Talamasca comes out really soon, maybe it will. I don't know. I'm excited. Okay, cool. What was I even talking about? Oh, Castlevania. Watch it. It's good.
Castlevania and voice actors and stuff.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. When it comes to like popular actors doing voice work, I'm with you. I kind of do prefer unknowns, just because I feel like it's easier to accept that they're an animated character. Now, if it's a live action movie, I don't usually have that problem. I don't care. Like you could put Tom Cruise in a clown outfit and call him the Joker, and I'm cool with it.
Sure.
But animated, yeah, I do prefer. I'm with Cookie. Yes, I'm containing it. Yes. That I can't pronounce that particular actor's name, but I love him in everything. He's such a great side actor or side character. Usually, William Forsythe.
Fitcher.
Is that William Fitcher?
Yeah.
And who am I thinking of? Whose name was William Forsythe? That's an old guy. Okay, William Fitchner is awesome though.
Yeah.
He's from The Dark Knight. You know who you're stealing with? Stealing
That's right.
from?
Yep, that's him.
Yeah, I'm scatterbrained now.
Chris cannot control himself.
No, I'm excited. Hey Joe, if you want to check out a cool anime movie, Redline is on Tubi. What is Redline? I've heard of the name, but I don't know exactly what it is.
It's a movie?
Yeah, it's an anime. It's really popular. I've heard it a lot actually.
From 2009.
Case in point, Frankenstein monster. Yes, can't stand David Harbour as the Frankenstein monster.
That is an interesting idea, and about Creature Commandos, how basically every person was a, and I actually hadn't thought about it, because maybe it was because I didn't know as many of them, and never really heard, like, aside from like Nina, I barely knew that person. The
I still don't know
princess, like Princess, I don't know who that was, and even the bride, like I know she was in Game of Thrones, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's an interesting idea, and that's something that like not every character needs to be a big name. Just hire voice actors who can do any voice if you want.
That sounds cool. Yeah, like Alan Tudyk. I don't know what Alan Tudyk's normal voice sounds like.
Yeah, because he does so much.
Right. So to me, anything he's in is fine. I didn't know who any of the other than Rick Flag and Viola Davis, or Frank Grillo, I should say, and Viola Davis. Yeah. I was like, okay, cool. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Castlevania has no popular voices. It's just a good story, cool action, good music. It's a good time.
Cool. Nice.
So I watched those, and then I watched a bunch of movies. Actually, I had a busy media week. I kind of forced the time in between playing The Last of Us, which I don't think. You know, I've been playing Last of Us though.
I know you have, because you mentioned it out loud, and I heard you speak it.
Oh yes, I've been playing it a lot, and it's something. Those damn shamblers.
Oh, you got some shamblers, did you?
Yeah, I don't like. They're very disgusting to look at, and I hate that Ellie touches them without gloves or anything. Just grabs them, and it's gross.
Chris is concerned about the sanitary nature of The Last of Us Part 2.
I kind of am, because she's all in with her hands and stuff. It's weird.
She's all in with her hands and stuff.
I don't like it, but it's really fun, and the story is. I'm hitting another interesting part of it. So
nice.
I'm starting to get mad at Joel, I think. As far as the watches go, I watched Werewolves, which was I think it came out in November. Maybe it was December.
Hmm.
I don't remember. But I watched that. That's also with Frank Grillo. And I feel comfortable saying it is one of the dumbest movies I've ever watched, but it is such an absolute blast. I don't care. It is so much fun. They treat the werewolves like the raptors of Jurassic Park. You know how the raptors were intelligent and stuff?
Yeah, yeah.
That's the way the werewolves are.
Hmm.
And they group together. It's really fun to watch. They look like werewolves, which is nice. They transform because of the moon, which is nice too. Actual werewolves.
This is a little foreshadowing for in a few minutes.
Oh,
Folks.
it is. It is. Oh, hey, Wesley. Last
I
of
was
Us 2 is a masterpiece. Just saying. Yes, I have things to talk about later, but not here. I might message you later. um, if I don't go back to playing, we'll see. But yeah, Werewolves is a lot of fun. The action is cool. It's also only like 90 minutes.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's really quick. You're in and out. If you've ever seen Cursed, this is dumber than Cursed, but still fun. It's kind of like if you just want to see some monster action, turn it on.
No, nothing wrong with that sometimes.
Yeah, you'll get a few laughs. You got some neat action in it. Some characters are fun.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you the finale, I think, is going to go on record. Is like, why is this not in every B movie ever made?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's something to witness.
Okay.
So it's hard to recommend because it is so dumb, but it's just fun. Not everything needs to be, like we always say, Shawshank Redemption,
That's right.
or in this case, A Beautiful Mind, whatever.
You can have Battleship every once in a while.
It's like a entertaining battleship. Yeah, you're entertained. That's all that matters.
Nice.
And Frank Grillo actually does well in this because he's not required to.
Yeah, right.
Not a knock on Frank Grillo, but he's just that kind of guy. So I watched that. And then I guess I was still on a horror kick. So I watched sometimes this movie's called Horror of Dracula, sometimes it's just Dracula. It's the first Christopher Lee one from 1958. I've seen it before a lot, but I guess it's been a stretch since I watched it last, and some of it felt new to me for whatever reason. I guess because it's been a stretch, like I said, but still holds up really well. Christopher Lee is just an animal as the title character. Like Bella is more of a charming nobleman.
Right.
Christopher Lee is an animal, and it's great.
He's an animal.
It's kind of like watching Sean Connery to Daniel Craig.
Okay.
Or no, actually I take it back. It's more like Pierce Brosnan to Daniel Craig. That's how I would describe them. Brosnan being the Lugosi, and Craig, of course, would be Christopher Lee.
Mm-hmm.
It's also got those fun old visuals and stuff like that, and they build on atmosphere instead of jump scares. Also, because it's 58, everything scared them. Loud noises scared them. So that's a good time.
How many of those movies have you seen?
Oh, the Hammer Draculas?
Yeah. There's so many of them. I didn't know. There's
I think I've seen all of them.
7, 8, 9 of them.
I think I've seen all, but they kind of bleed together. And one of them, I think it's the third one, he hated the script so much he refused to speak in the movie.
Nice.
It's actually a decent one, though, I think. But he refused to speak. There's also one where he dies in a rose bush because they ran out of ideas.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's bad. I bought it
I
for
didn't know there were so many of them.
Yeah, Hammer was cranking them out because they cost them pennies at the time.
Nice.
And Christopher Lee didn't care. He would just do it. Even when he hated the script, clearly.
The last one is The Legend of the Seven Golden Vampires.
That's not with him, though, I think.
No, he's not in that one, but it's considered a sequel.
It is. And also is I think it's called Brides of Dracula.
That's the second one.
Right. That technically I think is a sequel to Dracula.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, the idea was to reinvent it for I don't want to say a modern audience because we're still in the 50s, but a different audience than the 38 or 31, sorry.
Yeah, it looks like the second one's mostly about Van Helsing.
Yes.
Played by Peter Cushing. Very interesting.
Who is awesome in all the movies.
Nice. I didn't know that. Cool.
Yeah, so if you ever get curious, it's a good one to check out. It's also 90 minutes. What am I looking at right now? Is this a
I
new
felt
setup? Yeah, we're experimenting with new streaming platforms. So this is what we got tonight, and I think I like this one. Wesley says, I've been watching Shrinking, and such a fun show. Harrison Ford and Jason are fantastic. Yeah, I always hear Shrinking is great, but I feel like the Apple TV shows kind of go under the radar, like Severance, Shrinking, Silo. I think they have another one that's really popular.
Yeah.
It's like people don't. Sorry,
Go ahead.
I don't think people really pay attention to their Apple streaming service.
I think that's exactly it. And if I could get this 3 months thing, and when I finish Severance, I definitely want to check out Shrinking. I think it's on its second season now.
I don't know.
If I remember correctly. Harrison Ford being Harrison Ford sounds like always a fun time to me. So.
And I like Jason Segel. I rewatched Heart and Souls with Robert Downey Jr. Have you ever seen this movie?
Heart and Souls?
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
So basically, it's about a group of people who die in a bus crash. At the same time, Robert Downey Jr.'s character is being born, and the spirits get attached to Robert Downey Jr.'s character, and they they don't haunt him. They're like his friends.
He's on the bus, and his mother.
No, he's not on the bus. His mother and father are in a car that the bus narrowly dodges and goes off a bridge.
Okay.
And the people on the bus die.
Got it.
Yeah, it's a kind of an odd way to start a movie.
Yeah,
that's a comedy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a comedy.
Okay.
It's also a who's who of the '90s. Like you got Robert Downey Jr., Elizabeth Shue, Charles Grodin is in it, Tom Sizemore.
Beautiful.
Yeah, Kevin Bacon. Oh, Keira Sedgwick. Yeah, nice. It's got Alfie Woodward's in it. It's got a decent cast. It's just a harmless, fun movie. What Sybil Shepherd movie? She's not in it, but I'm curious if there's a one similar to this. It's just a fun thing, though. The ghosts have unfinished business, and they need Robert Downey Jr.'s character to help them. It's an entertaining one. I saw it when I was a kid in theaters, and it's always stuck with me. It's responsible for my love of the song "Walk Like a Man." Also, yes, I happen to love that song, and I think it's also probably one of the reasons I love Robert Downey Jr. I saw a lot of stuff with him when I was a kid, and he just kind of stuck with me, much like the ghosts do in the movie.
Nice.
So, yeah, it's like a 30-something-year-old movie. Check it out if you like. Joe likes Hijack. What is Hijack? Is that Apple TV also? Let's see, after Shrinking, Severance, and Ted Lasso, I think it's my favorite streaming app. But yeah, it's too under the radar. They had that other show that was good. I always forget the name of it. Like this huge slot machine thing pops up in the town. We've talked about it before. I think it's called Big Prize or Win a Big Prize.
Oh, you did talk about that.
Grabs was really big on it. I forgot what it was called, but that's also good. I just can't remember what it was called.
Yeah, Hijacked the show with Idris
Elba.
Oh,
okay. In it. Well, I like Idris Elba.
It's 7-hour journey on a flight, and he has to use his professional skills to save everyone on board after it's
a series?
Looks like
7-hour series then, maybe. Like 24.
Yes. I would assume. Yeah, it's probably just like that. Probably it's like The Pit, but on the plane.
Snakes on a plane. Wesley says, I loved Heart and Souls. Used to watch it when I was younger. I was so obsessed with the song Walk Like a Man back then. Yeah.
Crazy.
It's catchy, isn't it? And they make it look fun because they sing it together. Like I don't want to sing with anybody, but it looks fun. Never mind. I'm thinking of another RDJ reincarnation movie. I didn't know there was another one. I'll have to look that up. The guy just loves dying and coming back. He's Dr. Doom next.
Yeah.
Heart and Souls and Armor. Phil, the only good Apple show is Monarch Legacy of the Monsters. I haven't seen that, but I don't really like those characters. Maybe one day I'll check that out. I just have to prepare myself. The last thing I watched, I don't even really have a lot to say about it. That's good. So
You have a lot
But
to
I don't
say
want to
about
share
it.
my negative opinions about it, really. I watched The Wolfman.
Mhm.
Didn't like it. I, I look for redeeming things every time I watch something. I think the
Mhm.
only thing I really liked was the sound. And that's because I was in IMAX. The sound was great. Um,
Mhm.
I see people praising it to the moon, saying let Leigh Whannell
Mhm.
do every um, Universal monster movie. Why? He doesn't seem to, in my opinion, he doesn't get it because he's making these movies that are so separate from what makes the monsters iconic. They're not even the monsters anymore. Like this isn't even a werewolf. That's the thing. He's not a werewolf. He, I don't know if I don't want to spoil it, but he's not a werewolf. There isn't even a shot of the moon in the whole movie.
What?
Yeah, there's no moon, or maybe there is. I don't remember because it's so insignificant. But yeah, so no werewolf, no moon. Essentially, there's not even.
Mhm.
Okay, this is probably a spoiler, but it's a light spoiler. There's not even an explanation of how he becomes this Wolfman thing. It's not there. It's treated more like The Fly, which I know going into it was the idea, but that's not the
Mhm.
Wolfman. You know, I think that it's boring. I thought that when you do get action, it's too far too late.
Mhm.
Um, I just didn't like it. I did not like this movie at all. I don't get the praise for it, but to each their own. I don't want to see Leigh Whannell touch any other Universal property, especially Dracula. I might even sit that out completely if he gets that one. Because he, like I said, like Invisible Man, I think is a good film, but it's not the Invisible Man.
Mhm.
It's a different beast. But the core concept is at least there. You can't see him. He's doing stuff. Got it.
He is an
Right. He
invisible man,
isn't.
at
He
least.
took the concept really literally. And Wolfman, it's not there. It's not.
Mhm.
And I didn't really care for Christopher Abbott as the main character. I know people
Mhm.
love. Is it Julia Gardner?
Julia. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
I don't know. I didn't see anything special with her performance either. Really. Um, yeah, it just was not for me. If you like it,
Mhm.
cool. Which, like I said, a lot of people do. I'm not one of them. I
Mhm.
don't. I don't think I'll be watching this again. I'll watch Werewolves instead.
Mhm. Yeah. Yes.
Phil doesn't like Brett Goldstein. Wesley says, at least we have Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. Yes, we do have that, and we have the Maggie Gyllenhaal Bride movie coming, which I'm not in love with the concept, but I'm going to give it a shot. You know?
Well, that's my question, Chris. So, of all of these characters, and you just mentioned, Christopher Lee's Dracula, like Dracula, Frankenstein, all of these characters, Wolfman, they're all out there now for anyone to do anything they
Mhm.
want with, and it seems like within the next year we're getting a
Yeah,
bunch um, of those. Like, obviously, we had one right now where it's a little bit of a different kind of format with the Frankenstein from Creature Commandos, but like that ain't
yeah,
Frankenstein. The Bride, from what I've read about it, it's not a Frankenstein. Like, it's not the Bride of Frankenstein. It's something completely different. It's a take on it. We've got the Wolfman here with a take. We've got the Invisible Man with a take. And, we can say that, Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein is going to be Frankenstein from the pictures
yeah.
we've kind of seen, but
It's
like
based on something.
it may not be either. So like, what's your like? How are you feeling about that? Because you are the biggest fan that I know of these, of the Universal monsters. We're getting to a time where they're getting made and they're not the Universal monsters. So how are you feeling about that overall? We're Bloomhouse or whoever's 2 for 2 for not making a Universal monsters movie. They're 1 for 2 for you and you for making
Yeah.
a good movie. But how you feeling about
Well,
that?
yeah, I'm not always happy with takes anyway. So that's kind of my thing. I always have to wait and see him, which is with anything. But I don't mind
Sure.
updates and trying different things, but it's when you stray so far from the core concept that I think that's where the issue is, and it becomes, why are you even branding it this? Why not just
Hmm.
make your own thing and call it that? Like the Wolfman could have been called Man of the Woods or something. And
Right.
mine has even sold more tickets because it's not doing very well, unfortunately.
Yeah. Hmm.
That always sucks to see, but it's not doing very well. I think because people wanted Wolfman, it's not Wolfman. I'm curious what the cinema score is going to be on that. But if you
Mm.
if you do something different, it's fine. Just use that and keep the spirit of whatever you're adapting alive. That's the idea.
Right.
Because even if you look at something like Resident Evil, which is a popular one that was adapted and
Mm.
is nothing like the games, there's still zombies in it. There's still the
Hmm.
zombie dogs. There's things you can put together. This is Resident Evil, just a different story, you know.
Sure.
Whereas the Wolfman, if you watch it, you if it wasn't titled The Wolfman, you wouldn't know that's what the hell this is supposed to be.
Hmm.
I'm with Phil too. Winnell's latest monster. Just call it that. Or Cabin Fiend works too. Creep in the Night. I call it The Hills Have Eyes 7 because that's really what it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't mind adaptation. I don't mind takes. Just stay in a certain ballpark.
Mm.
Because if you're not doing that, you're making your own thing, and you're banking off fans like me who want to
Hmm.
see these characters and hope that you did them justice. And again, I'm going to repeat this. I seem to be in the minority from what I've seen on Twitter. Now, Twitter is a bubble.
Yeah.
We all know it's a bubble. So, like the Rotten Tomato scores
Hmm.
aren't the best and whatnot. Oh, okay. So Wesley has a cinema
Hmm.
score, a C minus. That means it's not what people wanted.
That's
Yeah,
awful
it's not.
score.
It's not what people wanted. The Hills Have
Hmm.
Eyes remake from 2007 is all timer. I haven't seen it, but it's probably better than The Wolfman. I bring the takes, but give me something that's close to the spirit. There's like,
Hmm.
so The Bride moved from Maggie Gyllenhaal is a musical. It's something. I'm gonna watch it. It's got Christian Bale in it. I'm not gonna say no to Christian Bale.
Yeah.
I think it'll be fun. I also
Yeah.
have Del Toro's Frankenstein. We do have the Mummy
Hmm.
movie coming. That sounds cool. We have a James Wan Creature from the Black Lagoon that'll probably be cool. There's a couple
Okay.
Dracula things coming, like the Caleb Landry love story. That's not really what's on my radar, but that Bride movie with Micah Monroe is at the top of my list.
Hmm.
That's going to be cool.
I like.
It's set in Italy
I
in the
don't know that one.
60s, and Micah Monroe plays a lady who moves to Italy, I guess, and somehow becomes involved with the Count.
What?
Yeah. What's Oh, Bride, sorry.
Brides.
Les says pretty rough even for horror, which is usually more lenient. I think that, yeah, the trailers don't do the movie any favors because the trailers make it look like more like it is the Wolfman, but then it's clearly not.
Yeah. What do you see a couple of times of the guy not looking too good,
And the design does not
but
get better.
not looking like a wolf.
It,
Yeah.
it like they held Nosferatu is such an amazing example now that I think about it.
Yeah. See, and that's an interesting thought. Again, with that they didn't try and reinvent the wheel. From everything that you talked about, they made a true classic horror vampire Nosferatu
Yeah,
movie. They didn't make it something that they weren't selling it
no, it is
as.
exactly what it says it
So
is, and they took the
yeah,
original movie and just amped it up. It can be done, fellas. It can be done. Just
yeah.
look at Nosferatu. That's what you do. Look at Wolfman. That's what you don't do. And that's, as Forrest
Yep.
Gump says, that's all I have to say about that.
That's all I've got to say about that. Well, that's funny. You had different opposite ends of the spectrum with werewolves this
I did.
week.
I like the stupid one more.
Had a fun time and a not so fun time.
Yes, not a fun time. But like it if you like it.
Like it if you like it. Great. Anything else, Chris?
No, I'm good.
Okay. I think that's going to do it for us, Chris. We had a pretty stacked show. Overall, had some
He's an
had some
underrated genius.
good comments as well. Thanks, Phil, too. Thanks for the end on that one. Okay, Chris, where can people find
you guys can follow me on Twitter at thatchris70. I have a blue sky. It's thatchris7s. I will remember to use it one of these days. You could also follow the podcast that I do with my buddies Phil Walsh and Andy Caruso over at DC Unlimited Pod. We just had a new episode. It's a spicy one. I apologize in advance. Emmett is better with the rest of the plugs. He'll take over.
You can follow me everywhere at Emmet Davis 7. Gathering of the Geeks is available on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. All you have to do is search for Gathering of the Geeks, and you will find us right there. Thank you to Phil, number 2, and number 1. Wesley, thanks for jumping in. Zeddy, Cookie, we appreciate you as always. Did I miss anybody? Joe, thanks for hitting us up with some cool anime recommendations. We appreciate you guys for watching on this fine Sunday evening. Next week when we have a show, we're going to look probably different than this one, or maybe not.
I kind of like this one.
Yeah, I do too. So in saying all that, I'm Emmet, he's Chris, and we gather on Sunday.
See how this works. End of session.